Okay, fill in the blank. The Ravens refusing to answer questions about Lamar Jackson at their pre-draft press conference on Wednesday was what?
Mickey Mouse BS. And it's something that I don't really expect from the Ravens organization, which, I mean, I think we regard pretty highly in NFL circles, right? I mean, this is not just one of the best organizations, best run organizations, we like to think, in the NFL, but in all of sport, right? I mean, you've got somebody in John Harbaugh who's been there forever. Eric DeCosta has been a part of that front office forever. They understand how to answer questions. And so it's not just that they're not acknowledging him. But when a PR staffer steps in and is like, no, we're not doing those kinds of questions today. Look, the only story that matters with the Ravens from now until it's resolved is Lamar Jackson. And when you have the general manager available to you to ask questions, and Lamar Jackson has publicly revealed a trade request, even though he's a free agent and he doesn't have to request a trade, weird as that is, set that aside. I think that it's a question that should be asked of the general manager. And Eric DeCosta can just, decide, hey, I want to answer it this way. I want to answer it that way. And he did that. He's a grown man. He can do that. But I think, to be like, oh, we got to ask questions about the draft. We got to ask questions about the draft as if they're going to sit there and reveal their draft plans. Come on. That's Mickey Mouse stuff. That's not something that's becoming of the Ravens. I expect better from them.
I think what took it next level was to have their PR guy, Chad Steele, intervene. Like, these are grown-ass men who have been questioned by reporters over and over and over again. They're capable of saying, yeah, we've talked about Lamar Jackson a lot. Nothing's really changed here. And if you want to use your time talking about Lamar Jackson, that's fine with us. If you want to use your time asking us about the draft, that's your prerogative. We're here to answer your questions, but you're not going to get anything from us on Lamar Jackson that's any different from anything we've already said. That's a better way to handle it, other than having someone protect these guys who, and John Harbaugh, we had some fun with this on the text chain, and it's been 30-plus years. I think we can have some fun with it now. We were referring to him as Stuart Lockwood, and if you don't know who Stuart Lockwood is, Google it. Because that's what Harbaugh looked like. I mean, I felt bad for him. And he's always been kind of caught in the middle of this, and I think he's tried to stake out territory where he is in the middle of this. And it makes me wonder, did Lamar Jackson deliberately pick Harbaugh's press conference at the league meetings as the moment to make it known to the world that he'd asked for a trade because he feels like Harbaugh isn't doing enough to help him get his contract? Because at some point you got to look at your coach and say, what are you doing here? You can't be Switzerland on this, coach. You're either with me or you're not. If you're not supporting me, then you're against me, and you're being kind of passive-aggressive to act like it's not your call. You're the coach of the frickin' football team. Anyway, he had that moment where Chad Steele is running interference for those guys where it looked like a hostage video for John Harbaugh, and it was a bad look. It was a bad look, but mission accomplished. They didn't get asked about Lamar Jackson, and after the reporters got chastised, they didn't ask about the report that Odell Beckham Jr. had gotten an offer. They didn't ask about Darius Slay saying he was almost a Raven. They really did stick to the script and only asked draft-related questions.
Oh, they did. They did definitely ask quarterback questions. And so there was still some more information that came out there, like the fact that they say they basically have to consider a quarterback in the first round. Eric DeCosta saying that, we have a couple quarterbacks on our board that are in the top 31. So yes, that means we would consider a quarterback there. So, there were ways that they were able to ask about the quarterback situation without just asking about Lamar Jackson directly. But that was kind of the silly thing about that question, is that if they just let it play out, then it really wasn't about Lamar Jackson. It was how Lamar Jackson affects draft plans, which is a fair question and is in bounds. But Mike, on that timing with Lamar Jackson and the John Harbaugh media availability at the league meeting last week, I was standing right there as Harbaugh comes and he sits down and that tweet comes up. The timing was way too convenient to be coincidental. And at that time, Harbaugh said, I don't think Lamar Jackson pays that much attention to what's going on here. And with Lee, maybe he doesn't, but somebody in his orbit absolutely did, because there's no way in the world that was just a coincidence. That timing was far too perfect there.
And if it was a coincidence, it was a big coincidence. That was an argument that Elaine once had with Rava on the elevator. Are there big coincidences or small coincidences? I believe there are no coincidences. I believe that there are no coincidences. And this one would have been one hell of a coincidence if that just so happened that as John Harbaugh is sitting down to answer questions extemporaneously from the media, the bomb is dropped that Lamar Jackson is asked to be traded. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.